YouTube, welcome back to another Lucky Man Survival. So today we're going to be covering a very important question. Silver and gold for SHTF. Is it worth it? Let's find out. Alright guys, so on this table we have an array of silver and a little bit of gold as well. Now I don't have any gold ingots or anything like that. Just on this table specifically, I do have some Utah Goldbacks, $1 denominations and $10 denominations. Now these, if you've never seen these before, are pretty interesting. So these have 1/1000th of a troy ounce of 24 karat gold. And the $10 ones have 1/100th of a troy ounce of 24 karat gold. Now these are what I would consider real currency, because with these specific notes, they actually have monetary value. It's not a fiat currency like our cash here. Now on this table, not only do I have some actual rounds and bullion, but I have some junk silver as well, which we're going to go over. But just to start off, let's just talk about the beginnings of silver. Now, silver was considered a monetary value back in 3100 BC in Mesopotamia, and it was also paired with barley. Barley was considered one of those high-end valued items, just like silver and gold. Gold happened the same time, but silver has always been considered a lesser value than gold. But for me, I prefer stacking silver. It's cheaper in value, but it is actually more rare than gold. Now, back in 1794 is when we began to have coinage created with silver in it. It started off with our dimes, our quarters, our half dollars, and our silver dollars. Now, we do have things like this Morgan here, which is 90% silver, and this is a dollar value of silver back in the day. Now, there are some, like this one right here, which was actually a non-minted coin. So this was actually not in circulation, and it has the 999 fine silver, 1 troy ounce silver in it. So this one has a little bit more value than this, because this has about just about 10% more silver in it than this does. This was actually in circulation with 90% silver, while this was circulated at non-circulated at 999 silver. Now, to kind of talk about the history of silver, especially in this day and age, back pre-1965, July 23rd, 1965 to be exact, silver used to have 90% value on it. So these coins, which are all pre-1965, have 90% silver in it, along with these quarters as well. Same thing with these. But these ones are post 1965. From 1965 to 1970, some quarters and the half dollars went from having 90% silver to 40% silver. Now, after 1970, there was a law that was passed that took silver completely out of our monetary system. And that's when we got our fiat currency, which is the money that we have known today, which is standard fiat currency. Now, a fun fact with this currency specifically is these hold value today at around $22.71 per ounce of pure silver. So these ones all are a little bit heavier than an ounce of silver. These ones are all about a troy ounce. These ones, however, because they're 90% silver, these ones have a little bit less value. These ones are going to be a little bit easier to kind of stock up on, because you have about a $2 value per coin here and about a $3.50 value of coin here. Now, with these ones, it's a little bit more. You're looking at like $7 or $8. And things like this, you're looking right around that $22 to $23 range. Now this one, because it is 999 and it's a troy ounce of silver, this one you're looking right around the $28 range. Now you do have things that are called minted coins. This is actually a minted coin. So this one has what we would call a premium value on it due to the minting process. So this specific Walking Liberty is going to be valued right at around $32 US. But of course, you do have other minted silvers as well, like these Canadians, the Canadian Maple Leaves, and your Buffalo silver coins as well. These ones have a little bit more value to them because these ones are also minted coins as well. So as you can see, it is very easy to come by this stuff. You can find these things at pawn shops. You can find them at flea markets. Most of my silver I've collected over the years is going to be pawn shops, some farmers markets, stuff like that. But it is a great, I wouldn't say investment. See, that's the real problem that you have to think about, is this isn't an investment. This is a way to protect your wealth. So as long as the dollar amount matches this will always go up in value. Now, sometimes it does fluctuate a little bit, but so does our fiat currency. That's what it's based off of. I do want to talk about this a little bit because these are things that a lot of people don't know about. So these are what you would call gold backs. There is, as of right now, 5 states that actually produce these. Now, one of them is our state of Utah, and this is an actual monetary form of value. This has a price tag on it, and it can be used as currency. You can now, not everywhere takes these, but there are some stores that take this. You can use these at farmers markets. You can use these at pawn shops. This has real intrinsic value in it that a lot of people really like to have, real currency, real tangible assets in their hand. Silver is one of those that, to someone who doesn't know about it, they think this is worth 50 cents. But to someone who understands that it has a silver content to it, understands that this has much more value to it. So you have to think about it in the terms of that. This has a face value to it, but the face value to it, this is not worth $1. This is right around the $4.75 mark per denomination. So these $10 ones are right around the $50 range. These $1 ones are right around $5. So it's nothing crazy, but the intrinsic value, because of the actual gold content, is worth more than the face value on it. Same thing with a lot of these coins. You're going to see a quarter and think, okay, that's worth 25 cents, but it's not because of the silver content itself. Now, one thing that a lot of people like to talk about is which one should you stock up on? Well, if I were to have a 1 ounce silver coin like this, I'm holding about $25 worth of value. Now, if I had a 1 ounce coin of gold, however, the current value of gold as of today, which is February 29th of 2024, is $2,032 per ounce, while silver is sitting at $22.71 an ounce. So definitely you are going to be holding less value in this size than you would with gold. Now, with silver, you have a little less value in it, but if all you had was a 1 ounce gold coin, would you want to give $2,000 worth of value for a shovel or a bag of rice? No. You want something that is what I like to call a median of exchange. That is exactly what silver is. If you went to, say, a market and you saw that someone had a shovel that you needed, now you go to them and you say, well, I have a chicken, or I have this, or I have that. And they go, well, I don't want any of that. Well, then you can offer something like this, because then they can turn around and take this and buy what they want with it. That's the big selling point of silver for me, is this is a medium of exchange. This holds value and probably will forever. This has been a form of currency since its finding. So you can't deny that silver has its place in prepping. But I like the values for what they're worth. If I wanted to buy a thing of bread, I'm not going to give you $25 for it. I'm going to give you $2 for it. If I wanted, a firearm, I'm not going to give you this for it. I'm going to give you probably all of this for it. So having the differences in values in the different denominations helps you with bigger purchases, smaller purchases, and fitting your proper value for each item. Now, of course, people say, well, you can't eat silver. Well, you can't eat lead or brass either. But what you can do is you can turn around and turn this into a value to get the things you need. No matter how good of a prepper you are, you will never be able to have all the things you need when it comes to survival and preparedness. It's just not possible. You'd become a hoarder at that point. So having something that actually holds monetary value, such as these coins or even smaller denominations, this opens up a window for you to have actual financial freedom, even if something happened and shit hit the fan, and we have to be able to find a way to find a medium of exchange to get goods and services you may need. And that brings me to my next topic, especially when it comes to silver and barter, is you can use this for not only goods, but services as well. You know, say you have a pesky tooth problem. You want to get it removed. Well, you can't go to the dentist down the street and do it, so you're going to have to find a dentist. Well, maybe you don't have anything that dentist needs. But you can offer them gold notes or gold backs. You can offer them gold coinage. You can offer them silver and because here's the problem. This is the one problem with our currency, is this is a promissory note. But as soon as the people who give you this promise go away, this becomes worth less than the paper it is printed on. This will become toilet paper in the apocalypse. So you really have to understand that when it comes to money like this is a promissory note that is backed by someone who currently can't even really control their own financial gains right now. Our government is so futile with their financial means right now that this money is going down in value because of inflation, the economy, things like that, while things like this are rising in value. Some of this that I bought, I paid, maybe $10 for an ounce, $12 an ounce. But now the value has almost doubled since I started buying silver. But $20. I want you to go to the store and try and buy a week's worth of groceries with $20. Can't do it, can you? But if you have something like this is giving you a means of exchange that only increases as things get worse and worse. So this is a way to not per se invest. Some people invest in it and that's fine. But I don't do it for the investment. I do it specifically for that hold in value because this means that I can protect my wealth. If I have, say, all the money I had in savings, $50,000, $100,000, but I had it in real currency like this, that money could triple overnight if something really happened and we got stuck having to go back to the old ways of barter and trade. But no matter what, this stuff actually has real monetary value and always will. This has been currency since its finding and has not gone away, and it probably won't. So this is one of those things that when you actually invest in it, it's not to invest to make money, it's invest to keep money. Some of these things have actually gone up in value since I've purchased it, like I've said. When I made my first gold back purchase, I paid $3 a denomination. Now it's up to almost $5 a denomination. And that was only a few months ago. Same thing with silver. I bought all the things that are in bags right here. I've owned for years. And these, when I first bought these, I paid $1 a coin. And they're valued at almost $3 a coin now. Now, I understand that doesn't seem like a huge jump. But that shows you that it's not that your money is worth more. It's that your dollar is worth less. So this is going to up itself to protect against the inflation of our fiat currency. So in closing, when it comes to silver, it is great not only for barter and trade, getting yourself food, supplies if needed, but you can always turn around and get your money back for what you've done. So this is not a bad investment. Yes, you may not become a millionaire overnight, but having this will always hold value. And it will be something that will always either increase in value or at least hold its value. So I can go and exchange these when I bought them for the same financial value that they were at the time that I bought them. Now, when I bought these were right around $5 a coin. And if I were to go and trade them now, they'd probably be closer to $8 or $9 a coin. Now, does that mean that I made $3? No, it just means that $5 5 years ago is not worth it as much as $8 is today. But this is a great way to keep your wealth, to keep your financial gains, private, and it's tangible. No one can take this from you unless you give it to them or they take it from your cold dead hands. That is one thing about silver and gold and real currency that I like, because it will always hold its value. And unlike our debit cards, credit cards, things like that, at any moment, the government could just go, you're done. And then what? Then what do? You go, I can't feed my family. I've run out of the 3 days worth of food I have in my pantry, and now in a bucket because you are absolutely screwed at this point. So having real currency and real value is something that you really can't go without, especially in a shit hits the fan situation. So that's all we have for you today, guys. If you like this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want to ask any questions, or if you'd like us to do another video kind of deep diving a little bit further into this, just go ahead and let us know in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys next time. And just remember, guys, death is the rule, but survival is the exception. Have a good rest of your night.